Oh, Asian community, please lend me your antennas, as today, or at least in this video right here, this one's going to be dedicated to you. So we are headed to Massachusetts, and as you know, Massachusetts, especially Boston, is a very racist nation. Well, not said nation, a racist state. Shoot, it might as well become its own nation, the way they carry on up there. Where you have this man in this picture by the name of John Sullivan, and he looks upset. He actually looks like a reincarnated version of John McCain. But he got into this dispute, this altercation with this Asian man, so much in fact that he actually ran this guy over, and I believe he dragged him for a couple of yards before he ended up in a ditch. Like, it got to that point. And he did all of that, but before he did all of that, he yelled out 4 words: go back to China. I just want to know, where is the AAPI on this one? The incident, a motorist from Quincy, Massachusetts has been arrested and charged after allegedly hitting an Asian man and dragging him for hundreds of yards before flinging him into a construction ditch while making anti-Chinese remarks. The incident, which left the victim limping from multiple injuries, occurred in the area of Washington Street before 11 a.m. on Friday, as per WBZ TV. It all started when the victim, who was standing outside of a local post office with his sister and her 3 children, called out the driver for speeding. He said, "Go back to China. I'm going to go into the post office and come back out in 5 minutes. If you're still here, I'm going to kill all of you," the victim's sister, Desiree Thien, recalled the driver as saying, WCVB reported. The family stayed and collected the driver's information. Once the man returned, he allegedly rammed his vehicle into Thien's brother, who then rolled onto the hood and clung to it. According to Thien, the driver then dragged Thien's brother for about 200 yards. He then abruptly hit the brakes, sending the latter flying into a construction ditch 10 to 15 feet deep. The suspect reportedly fled the scene, but a witness followed him and provided police with directions. Shortly after, John Sullivan, age 77, was stopped and arrested at a nearby Braintree. Sullivan has been charged with civil rights violation, assault and battery with a dangerous weapon, reckless operation of a motor vehicle, and leaving the scene of a crash with personal injury. He is being held without bail pending a dangerousness hearing on Wednesday. The victim reportedly sustained a concussion, fractures, and torn ligaments from the incident. An ambulance responded, but he reportedly refused treatment. Thien said that being hateful and racist is one thing, but one descends into pure evil when targeting children. "I want him for the rest of his life to stay in prison where he belongs because he is a danger to society. He is 77, so Satan is waiting for him with open arms." Let me take a little pause right there. Black people, when something like this happens to us, you need to be on that type of energy. Notice that the sister did not say, "I forgive him." I'm just saying. And that is the end of the article. That was actually a very good response from her. And I thought she was going to go, at first when I was reading that, I thought she was going to say, "So what, he's 77. It doesn't matter how old he is. He knew well within what he was doing. In his mental state, he knew exactly what he was doing." But yeah, you can tell, look at this guy right here. He looks like, I have to say this. Most older PC men, when they get to this age, they usually look like Kane from the Poltergeist Part 2. I know I said that in another video, but let's just be real here. Throw a creepy suit on him, give him that creepy smile and that hat, and I'm telling you, you got him. But yeah, Massachusetts is a very racist place, especially Boston. I can honestly say I've never heard of a place called Quincy. This is my first time hearing about it. But to the Asian community, I need to hear from y'all, because this is one of your people that ended up getting injured, and the guy's very lucky to be alive. He's very lucky. And I think the fact that he clinged on to the vehicle instead of dropping off actually saved his life, because if he fell forward, it would have been a wrap. He would have been rolled up under that man's vehicle. I wouldn't be surprised if he would have tried to roll back over him. But they said that when he did fall off, when he flinged him off of the car, They said 10 to 15 feet deep into a construction area. That's crazy. A little cherub must have been sitting on this guy's shoulder for him to survive that, with just some injuries and some torn ligaments. But yeah, I'm with the sister on that one. This guy needs to spend the rest of his days in prison. It's not like he's not already near death anyway. I'm just saying. That's pretty much what she's saying as well. But I'm curious, to the Asian American community, to the AAPI, what say you when it comes to this? Because I'm going to be honest. I went on, what's his name? Andy No, who spells his name Ingia. And I scrolled through his Twitter to see if he talked about this. Didn't see nothing. I went on to like one of those Asian support type pages on Twitter, scrolled through that, didn't see nothing. I even typed in "Stop Asian Hate" into the search bar on Twitter and saw nothing talking about this. If I was not sent this story, if this story was not sent to me, I would never have known this story existed. And by the way, an Asian person did not send this story to me, as I'm assuming most of my subscribers are not Asian. So y'all got some work to do. Stop trying to hone in on us and focus in on who really wants you gone. This guy literally started off his rant saying, go back to China, and made a death threat towards this man and his family, his sister and her kids. But you want to say how bad we are, or write up hit pieces about how black people don't like Asian people, or we want to do this and cause all types of harms to them and whatnot. But this guy literally almost killed a man after threatening him, and literally was a hit and run because he didn't stop. He kept going. After he flung that man off of his car, he kept driving, and they caught him somewhere else. But we know, we understand it, we get it. Many of you, unfortunately, cling on to the fantasy of achieving whiteness. But as you can tell by this guy right here, he ain't having it. He didn't say go back to Europe. He said go back to China, which, as far as we know, last time I checked, is in Asia.